big bucket of tools in there, spanners, lever bars, extender bars and ratchets and sockets and stuff. Scaffold pole I use for extra leverage for pulling on stuff. A good decent jack, because you're going to need to hold the axle up and basically sort of push it under with the wheels of the trolley jack. You could use something to lay on. £350 on a new axle. So this is the old one from the car that's being put back on. And you'll see here these shiny race runners here. These are the new bearings that have been put in. And on both sides there's bearings. And the whole set total cost me £63 in total for both sides. So you've got a bearing that sits in here, and they need to be pushed in by a special machine. This is the tool I haven't got. So a bearing in there, a bearing on this side, and then that sits over that sleeve. So the sleeve, replace the sleeve, bearing each side, and there's like a rubber cap that goes on there before you press the torsion bar in the middle. There's like a middle sort of bar that goes all the way through that's connected to this plate. And basically, I get the plastic off of the whole thing, and I can show you what I mean. Alright, so I don't know if you guys would have been able to see, so I put a work lamp underneath. But this axle, this part here, has got to go over that exhaust hole there. So it's got to sit above that, and then the corners, like the discs, each side, have to go through. See where the cable is here, and this cable at the top. That whole disc has to go through that hole there, both sides. Right? And this has all got to be done by pivoting on a jack and on your own. This is why it's a bit of a frustrating pig of a job to do. I mean, I'd probably advise, if you can get someone to help you, then get someone to help you, but it's up. You can pretty much sort of wangle it around. If you notice, I've tied off with string the calipers to stop the metal brake lines from bending, because that's the last thing you want as well, is putting holes in your brake lines. If you suspend them up with string, that's the best way to do it. Okay, so let's get this thing up in the air. So I had to hammer the 12mm on. I mean, I'm not too fussed about leaving the 12mm on there because I've got quite a few 12mm sockets anyway. I just hope it stays on for when I put it back. So as you can see, the nuts, sorry, the bolts are a bit rusty, just from where they've been outside. I mean, they haven't been wet or anything, they've just been outside. I mean, it being January, it's a bit miserable, wet and cold anyway, so just get a bit of sandpaper if your bolts are rusty, and just run the sandpaper over it. And you don't really need a block like this, but it helps. It's easy to use. Let's get some of the rust off, just to help it guide in when you put it back. Right, so you can, this is P60, I think, P60? Or no, 150, P150, sorry. And then, give it a little rub. Up and down, up and down. Right, so, it's a bit cleaner. And then, get your WD-40 can, and just give it a wee lick of WD. And that's it. And both hands now as well, so. Like that. Grab yourself a disc, obviously a big washer. Put that on. This is ready to go back on, and this is going to be one of the back ones. So this is the first one in, right? I've just finished it up with my fingers. There's the cap that broke me in. Alright. So I actually went to the shop and bought a proper deep dish, what's it called? Hexagonal shaped socket, because these have got like little pins on them, and as you can see, I've actually got another bolt that I took off that I actually jammed a 12mm socket on, because I tried it with a 13 multi-star socket and it threaded it, so I had to bang a 12 on it to get it on. I've had other stuff, so use a hexagonal one to do it with. Starting to open her up. give it a lube before you put it in with some WD-40. And we just get it up so that it can hold the other side on before I can get that in. It's probably best to do the back ones first. Just obviously these are the first part of the axle, so do these first, and then the back bit hangs down. Just nip it up gently so you can swivel it about to adjust it if you need be. You don't want to come around and have to undo it again. It's a good idea to use gloves as well, because I found over the years where I've worked with cars and stuff, my hands look older than I do. So it's a good idea to use a decent set of gloves. Use a tight set that are tight, that way you won't snag it when you're working on stuff. Okay, so, I mean, all these other bits, like I said, they're all plugged in and that. That one lives here. There's like a little bolt here, so that lives on that end. Just sit round for the calipers. And then the calipers just pop in back into the little runners and stuff. Okay, so here I have put in this nut on this side, as you can see, and obviously we've done the one at the back there that's got the socket on, if you can see that. Down there we've done that one. Okay, so that's both this side. All I've got to do now is do that one over there. This one there, and then my toe. Look, do that one, and then we can start bolting all the leads back in again. I don't know if you can see that there with the bolt on it. That's got to go back in. This cable at the bottom here has got to go back in that runner. Right, there's that little sticky outy thing with a hole in it. Well, that's where you've got to get the bunch of cables there. Look, there's a bolt behind it, if you can see. That bolt there has got to get, so the bracket's got to go behind that thing, and the bolt's got to go in front of it. Right, and that's so fiddly. I just had a nightmare trying to do the other side. It took me 45 minutes just to do it. So that's got to go in there. And then there's a bracket here on this cable. That's got to go in there. And then you just pop the lines back in this runner here, there. So we're going to make a start with these little things here that you can see. Alright, they're for holding the handbrake cable in line. Okay, so with them you just put the screwdriver in. I mean, obviously if the cable was in, you'd do it from, say, this end here, and just twist like that. And as it comes down, just put it on the top here, and then just pop like so, like that. And obviously your cable then sits in here like so. You can see where the line mark is on it, it's got a rust mark on it. We just pop it in like that. That's that, and we get the popper back. It's just a metal clip basically. If you can see, it's just a metal clip. And then that just sits back on that piece here, like so, and then just push. That's it. Pitch black now. So if you can see that up there, that's the top part of the suspension rod. Alright, so, and then that one goes down to that back part here. That'll be there, like so, yeah. Okay, and that's how you work it out. So the top spongy bit at the top and that bit at the bottom, yeah.